I've scaled an agency past the 7-figure yearly mark in the medical spa industry. I would like to think I know a thing or two when it comes to growing companies. And also, I'd like to think I know the growing pains and stuff in between when it comes to, establishing a foundation when starting or getting to a certain point in your agency. Every single week, I host 2 to 3 calls in my Discord or school, and I basically do it for free. There is no fees or anything like that you can immediately join by clicking the link below, where I go through questions that people just give me. I sit calls and I just let people fire away at me when it comes to helping them out. I keep them targeted, and if you feel like that's something you want to do, watch the rest of the video, because you might see questions that you might have asked, and at the same time, join the link below so next time you see me in a meeting, you can ask your own questions. See you guys. Have you ever ran a B2B ad before? No? Then you just got to test the waters, man. Honestly, there's nothing I can say right now that is about as good as you just actually putting some ad spend onto Facebook with a campaign where you're talking to the camera. I would definitely do a front-facing camera where you're talking to the screen. Obviously, have some subtitles, talk about the pain points, talk about your particular offer. If you're in, if you're in contracting niche, just say, so I like generate you a particular amount of leads, get you a certain amount of quotes, or you don't pay, or for free, or whatever. Do the targeting that you think, so whatever demographic you think you're gonna reach, set it up that it's like not advanced detail targeting, just set it up so it's just as basic as possible targeting, because that's one little issue that you haven't even mastered everything else yet. Like, worry about your creative first, worry about your copy, worry about all that shit before you worry about your targeting. That's like the last thing you might want to do,
Okay.
If
Thank you.
I don't know how much money do you have to spend,
I have 1.5K.
All right, do $50 a day then on ads.
How much? 50?
50. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you have 1.5K to spare and you're really trying to go all in, just fucking put the lot in, man. Put $50 a day. In 2 weeks' time, you would have spent $750, and that's better than spending on fucking Uber Eats that you've tried now. A multitude of things that your ad's gonna work. Or you have a few ideas of, this actually now I figured out what doesn't work. It's all about testing. We didn't figure out how to run ads good until I'd say like 3 months of running a B2B ads. I mean, if you're not confident, man, then do it for free. Say, no problem. I'm not really too confident that I can kind of generate you 50 grand deals, but what I know I can do is generate you X deals. Maybe I can tweak my ads and I'll just do it for free. You up the ad spend, or you front the ad spend, and we can go from there. If it works, I get a commission on your first deal that I get you through your way. Some shit like that.
Okay.
Like if you, that's what I would do if I wasn't confident in doing something for someone, but I knew I could do something along the lines of generating them leads. So build a relationship, man. Just generate trust. It's not really about the money if it's that soon into your business and he really is making that much dough.
Perfect. Thank you.
I mean, in terms of the niches to avoid, that list is longer than the niches you should be looking at. And niches that you should be looking at is like anything medical, so like dentistry, medical spas, the one I'm in, chiropractic. Then you got like other niches that are good. Anything in the contracting niche is good. Like seriously, anything. Like there isn't really a bad niche out there when it comes to like blue collar workers. Things that I would avoid that like kind of fits that same category is like dealerships. I wouldn't work with those guys. It's a little bit difficult to I don't know. It's just something that I haven't seen work for many people. But like there's maybe 20 niches out there that you should focus on, which is, the medical side of things, real estate side of things. Realtors are good if you find good ones. Then, of course, blue collar. Those are like the 3 main like head honchos that I would say make your focus amongst that particular niche. I always see people in roofing. It's the most common one. So, but not many people make it work. I see a lot of people in it. Solar is pretty good too. But anything that isn't a subcategory of everything I just mentioned, like, I don't know, like flower shops or restaurants and shit like that, you want to avoid. Like, you just want to put yourself inside of a consumer and think, if a consumer isn't spending more than $100 for this service, then you probably shouldn't try to advertise or market for the business that is selling that product that's less than $100, because they're probably not making enough money to pay you for the marketing. Just get, honestly, like the Go High Level support is really good. Have you spoke to them?
I haven't like done it fully with them. I haven't had time.
Do it. Like Austin guy works with me like whenever, because he pretty much knows it, you know, the insides and outs of everything when it comes to A2P, anything Go High Level related. Like he would have a clinic man making some content about the shit that he knows on Go High Level. But I would say almost 90% of the time he has an issue, he doesn't try to figure it out. He just calls fucking Go High Level. I'll give you some advice because you're kind of in a similar niche. You want human beings making those calls, okay? Trust me, because out of 50% of the sales calls that I sit, that are people that have current marketing companies or have had experience with current marketing companies. Anytime they mention AI, they do not like it. I know maybe there's some places you can use AI, you know, some, but that's not the be all end. Like that shouldn't be what you want. And I can understand you want to keep your team lean. So figure out a way to make a really strong call center where they can manage a shit ton of accounts, but still be a small team. Well, I mean, you know, there's such a gap in the market, but man, YouTube is your best bet. I have a video on how to hire and fire people. In terms of tracking KPIs though, that is something that will just establish itself. If it seems like you're you seem like you like crunching numbers, you're more of a back end type of guy.
Yeah, I'm
then there you go. Then the KPI stuff and tracking stuff will just fall into place as you progress into your business, man. Like that isn't something I would worry about too much when but the hiring stuff, yeah, that is a fucking difficulty. You have to have charisma, you have to be able to convince someone to work for you. There is stuff when it comes to that. And of course, numbers at the end of the day is really why anyone would take any job. So you are a startup. So if you're in the profit, I would be looking to really get my money's worth out of each person. And I don't know, it's hard. It really is hard to find people. You know, I'm very lucky that everyone that works for me is either someone I've met personally, or they're a friend of that staff member, or they're actually related to that staff member. So like, I am coming into the stage, we're hiring someone on November 1st that is super solid, but the main issue I have, and it's the only issue you're ever going to have once you've kind of mastered, you know, being charismatic and understand, not being charismatic, but convincing someone to work for you. Because at the end of the day, you give them a job offer, they could say, I found something better. You know, so there is a bit of play into that. The main issue that you always have though is pay, always. I don't mind, like when people say they outsource to third world countries, I don't mind it. I prefer a good, I don't know, like my team's very close with each other, so it's we meet all the time. I think there's a time and place for that, but mainly I would try go for like friends and family and people that you really know that you could trust. It's all about the trust at the end of the day, and you need some A players around you. Once you get past like the 15 grand mark, you're gonna need someone that's like super strong, like someone that you're willing to pay like 2 to 3K a month. You know, like where you're like, I don't know, 2 to 3K a month, and they're doing, because right now I'm assuming you do sales, operations, and customer success.
Yeah, all everything except the calls for the patient.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find someone to take one of those categories off your hands when you hit like the 15 to 20K mark, because then you're spreading your broadband too wide, and that's honest truth. If you don't, you're going to go bald. I don't fucking know, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, bro? You're gonna lose your shit. Your relationships are gonna go to shit. All that stuff. Just look at any successful, and this sounds super fucking cliche, but just look at any successful entrepreneur. They have teams, man. Like they have serious fucking power behind them because they have A players with them. Everyone that is successful has a right-hand man or has like a team that is like, I don't know, have you ever seen the movie The Big Short? Steve Carell in The Big Short. He has his guys right there. You know, like the trading room, like the prop firm, like those are his team, those are his troops. And best believe that isn't all his staff. Those are just his people that he 100% could dedicate his life to help run the business. If he was to, God forbid, pass, You know, those are the type of people you want around you. That's the hardest part, in my opinion, ever when it comes to scaling a business. And that's what every successful entrepreneur has, backing them. Look at Elon Musk. You don't even know, but look at Elon Musk's team. Grant Cardone's, Andrew Tate. You know, like, these guys have killer teams behind them. Like, it's unbelievable. And these are just the famous guys. Go to Microsoft, go to Apple, go to all these companies that are huge. I guarantee you they have like a set of killers as their forefront. And then below that, they're still fucking beasts. And then you got your fucking, representatives that when you have a problem that you call Amex, and then you got the third world country people. These are your pawns, man. But like, think about like how strong you want to make your team, and then look at everyone else, and you'll know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. My most common problem might not even be a problem for you. And your most common problem might have never even batted an eye for me. So I think the only thing that should be done amongst anyone starting out is your volume. That's one thing, and effort. That's the only difference maker to anything. If you have enough effort going into what you're doing, then the problems will either fix themselves or they will amplify, and then you actually will have a question regarding, shit, man, I did a shit ton of outreach, like I did 1,000 calls in 2 weeks, and I'm having this problem. You know what I mean?
So you're saying like action over everything else?
100%. I know people that suck at certain things, but they're better than people because they do it so often. You know, like I say this in sales calls sometimes, where I say, look, you could have a really fucking good ad, but if the person calling those leads suck, that is way worse than having a shitty ad and the best appointment setter ever. You know, because you can rely on humans, but like the ad could change with like in quickly, but you can't change the effort. The person doing the work, that's I believe that's ingrained into people. Like, if you truly want that growth and have a company that's, I think a successful company is a company that's making $6 figures a year. You know, if you have a company that's making 100K a year, I would say that's pretty decent. You know, like I wouldn't shit on anyone that's making money at all. But if you got a company to 100K a year, best believe you're only taking a fucking 30 grand pay cut out of that. So you have to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want money? Do you want to have a business? Do you want to manage people? Do you want to just do back end stuff? If you want to do it all, or if you want to be a CEO or own a company and not work for anyone else, you have to be good at it all, or at least try to be good at it all. There's business to be made everywhere, so focus on a particular niche so you can learn the answers for that particular niche. I speak to a lot of clients all the time, or potential clients because they're in sales calls, where they go, I work with this marketing agency. And I search it up and it's a general marketing agency. I'm like, you fucking idiot. You know, why did you open up a med spa and think some random marketing company that doesn't have anything targeted for your company and decide, yeah, those are the guys I want to market for me? You make yourself targeted, because there's $1 billion industry in the health industry, in the aesthetics industry, in the roofing industry, solar, real estate, you know, like there's so many industries out there that you can really just niche down and focus on one thing. Or one thing plus a subcategory of X. Like if you're in chiro, you could probably do physiotherapy. You know, if you're in plastic surgery, you could probably do aesthetics. If you're in dental, you could probably do orthodontal. You know, which is still dental, but you get what I'm saying. So by starting somewhere and sticking to it. There's going to be problems in every niche that you go into. It's just about picking one and saying, that's where I'm staying. It really isn't. Picking a niche takes, I must have said this in a video before, but picking a niche takes like 10 minutes. That's the easiest decision you can make. And I just know, me picking a niche, I just thought about this. Thomas Garnett, when I saw his YouTube video, he's in the med spa niche, and I was like, this is trash. I'm going to be way better than this. And now I am. Because I emulated, I then replicated, and then I created. Find someone that you stumble across. I literally watched one YouTube video and that was enough. I just saw Thomas Garnett's cold calling video one time. And he got that from Charlie Morgan. And I was like, bro, that was good. Look, what the fuck? All right, cool. I'm going to do this. And that was it. you know, you're in the Cairo niche, Sebastian. That's a fucking tough niche, bro. You're messing with some serious fucking heat when it comes to competition. So the fact that you have 7K, 7K being made is crazy good. And you know what's crazy, man? Like, this is the thing, because I think about this just to add on to it. When I'm in a sales call, because I still handle sales on my team because I just fucking love it. And I don't mind being busy as fuck if the only thing I'm doing is that. You know, everything else is outsourced. Well, not outsourced, it's in-house. My team does it. I don't do, well, I kind of, I innovate new ideas. I help the CS. I do a little bit to just stay, you know, not be rusty. But whenever I close a deal with an owner and they make a quick decision to move forward with me, immediately I'm like, okay, this client I'm prioritizing right away. Because I already know how they fucking think. You know, like they're not thinking about money. They're solution-based oriented. They said, cool, let's sign the paperwork on this call. And I'm like, fuck, you know, you just became one of my favorite clients. And I don't mean like that. I mean it like you're now going to be prioritized to make sure absolutely that I will try and make this work for you no matter what. Whereas with some of that like is, oh, I'm not sure, fuck out of here. Stop wasting my time. I'll still follow up and try to close you, but you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, the killers are ones that make quick decisions. Anyways, thanks for the questions, boys and girl. I'll let you guys go.